What's up, guys? Today I want to address the subject of motivation and discipline. Some of my friends also mentioned that this talking point would be something interesting, as well as they thought I was really impressive in this matter. No, guys. I don't know about that. I'm simply doing what I love and nothing else. Call it discipline, call it motivation. I don't care. But don't think it's that black and white. They went like, how do you keep grinding and stay motivated to train every day? Well, first of all, it's not every day. But second, I'm just being consistent. To put it simply, I'm just doing what I've always been doing and what I always want to do. And that is go to the gym. One day at a time. And keep building on this. I mean, it's the grind that's amazing. Take a video game, for example. You don't want to clear and finish the game in an instant, because then you wouldn't have anything to play. I mean, it's the quests, the missions, the battles throughout the game that's fun, that's valuable, for me at least. I mean, it's the grind really that is the beauty of it all. I see the training and working out as no different of a matter. It's the journey and the grind of going to the gym and developing each day that is the beauty. And if I'm being honest, I hope I don't clear this game in a long time, because quite frankly I'm far from done. And I kinda need and want to split these terms up in two areas: motivation and discipline. A lot of people connect these two as the same area or even the same thing. I wanna describe these two shortly by saying that motivation is a feeling. Motivation is a state of emotions, while discipline is more as a skill, you know? Remember the difference. I think this is a big reason too why a lot of you out there as well is maybe having trouble with maybe staying consistent with your training, or as a lot would call it, finding motivation or even maintaining motivation. And same goes for discipline. You need to understand the difference here. Okay, so I now said that motivation is a feeling, and we can't build a feeling just like that. We can't affect it as easy. I previously said that I stay motivated because of my passion for this, because I truly love what I do, and that is what it is. It's a feeling. I love what I do. It's a feeling of pleasure during the activity. But feelings and emotions can be altered in seconds due to stress, lack of sleep, or anything really. And that's why we also have worse days in the gym, maybe days with so-called lacking motivation. But I mean, these sudden factors can be altered and improved, like, for example, prioritizing sleep or maybe slowing down due to your stress. But don't blame the lack of motivation if your other daily life factors aren't in check. But what about discipline then? Like I said, discipline is a skill. And how do you define a skill? Well, a skill, according to me, is the ability to do something, and especially to do something really well. But because it's a skill, an ability, discipline is something that we can alter, something we can train, something we can practice to improve. But now add these two into the big equation. Motivation is a feeling, while discipline is a skill. And what does that equal? The cliche answer would be success. But to sum it up, it's often hard to hard to follow a program or keep a strict regime due to lack of discipline. But as I mentioned literally seconds ago, it's still a skill. But what a lot of people misinterpret with this is lack of motivation. They don't have the urge or feeling to follow the program. So without motivation there cannot be discipline. With this being said, both from my personal and professional opinion, motivation is something that everything has. It's just that the concept of motivational value itself is being blocked or regressed by factors like stress, lacking volition, or lack of guidance. And to be fair, you can't maintain motivation or discipline for that matter without a goal. You can't. Or it's really hard at least. And to be honest, this is quite a big reason why I, for example, have struggled with, let's say, staying consistent with things like pure powerlifting. Because I'm not quite sure yet if it's the true thing I wanna follow, if it's the thing I wanna do in the future. I mean, the first day I started following a powerlifting program a couple of years ago, it was so new for me. I mean, I was used to hypertrophy, high reps, and really getting that pump, that sensation. And then all of a sudden I'm supposed to do only like squats and bench and nothing else, with only singles or 2-3 reps per set. Where's the fun in that? I mean, it's efficient for building strength, I get it. But I can't really progress if I don't enjoy it. That's why I also prefer the power building template, because I get both strength and hypertrophy in one program. My main goal at the moment, it's still to get stronger, and I need compounds and maybe heavier and lower rep ranges. But for that, I still care about being healthy, looking good, and so on. And that's a lot of what powerlifting is. Powerlifting is a skill just like discipline is a skill. But I can't follow, for example, powerlifting program down to the T if I don't find the pleasure in it. Don't get the feeling of it helping my main goal, which is both aesthetics and strength. And that, folks, is the motivation in it. And that's also why I today can follow my training much better with optimal motivation and discipline, because I truly love what I'm doing right now. And this is a lot of it, guys. Your goal may change over time, or it most likely will. The better and the more improvements you make in the gym, the more visions and ideas of what and who you want to become as an athlete changes. This is an important key to maintaining and a great motivation throughout your training career. Why do you think I'm doing all this crazy and maybe undervalued exercises all the time? Or why I have different training splits each week? Because I love change. I love variation, and I do believe it's one of many important factors behind how I can maintain such a consistent and driven motivation and value to my training life as well. Because let's be honest, it's not fun to do the same thing all the time without changing it up. I mean, I'm getting bored of my mind just by thinking about it. I would be unmotivated too if I had to do this. I mean, in the beginning, my goal was to lose weight. But now, almost a decade later, I have way different goals. Now I want to become as strong as possible. I want to compete in powerlifting. But maybe in an additional of 5 years from now, this goal may have changed even more. You just have to take one day at a time and do what you want to do. Yeah. This is a big part of the start and maintenance of a good discipline and motivation for you too. A lot of you out there puts and builds way too unrealistic and drastic goals in the beginning. Be realistic, guys. Don't expect to look like the advanced gym lifter after just a couple of months or even years. Don't expect to increase your max bench by 20-30 kilograms each month. It takes time. It takes patience. You're in this for the long run. So why rush it? Why? No need. And I wake up every day for that, waiting for that gym session. Can't wait to get to the gym. Okay, ask yourself this. Why are you doing this? Why are you going to the gym at all? Is it to impress girls? Is it for content? Is it to simply want to look jacked? Or is it just because you're passionate about this part of your day? Is it because the gym is a place and element in your life that delivers great joy and pleasure every time you have anything to do with it? And think about this, just for yourself. You don't have to tell anyone, but think about it. Really think about it. I mean, I'm doing this every single day because my passion for it. Because I simply love it so much. Because I couldn't imagine myself living a life without it. I really couldn't. And this is one fault I also see at many rookies, especially out there, that they see going to the gym as a chore. They see it as something exhausting and something taxing on your daily life. And guess what? You can't stay motivated doing this activity you don't want to do. Same goes for, let's say, working with a job you don't find pleasing with, or something like that. You need to enjoy your job, man, because you're gonna do it almost your whole life. Same goes with the gym. It shouldn't feel like something you must do just for the sake of going to the gym, or just because someone else said so. You just have to find your why. Because if I'm being honest, I couldn't care less why you're doing it. As long as you have a goal. That's the first step to motivation, guys. And it's a big one too. You need a goal. Because take a scenario of driving a car, but you don't know the destination. You got the car, you got the tools, but you never received an ending destination, a goal for your journey. Would you really be motivated to sit back and drive that car infinitely without knowing where you're going? I don't think so. Another factor for me, at least, to maintain the drive and motivation is this. Stop caring what others do. Stop caring what others think. Work on yourself and nothing else. Don't compare yourself with others. Don't look at the jack guy that maybe got insane veins or something like that and wonder, where's my progress? Where's my progress? Guys, stop. The progress will come. Just do what you're supposed to do. Don't trouble yourself by judging yourself, by comparing yourself to others that most likely isn't training by the same conditions as you. Because they're not you. You are you. Yeah. And you need to find what you want to achieve with your training and get obsessed with it, master it, practice it, have fun with it, make it your own. You maybe want to learn calisthenics or something like that. Go ahead, go nuts. You might want to start competing in bodybuilding or powerlifting. Then at least try it. Really put down your passion to it. But you can't force passion to any subject, just like in the snap of my fingers or anything like that. But you can explore your strengths. You can alter your weaknesses and practice the hell out of it until you find what really is your thing. And I mean, it's not just about passion. It's about results, of course, too. Because what really made me obsessed with this sport was when I lost over 50 pounds in barely half a year. I went, oh my god, I can do that? That's amazing. It was really incredible to me. So, when I got that visual confirmation, I really kept going and never stopped. And don't get me wrong, it's still motivation and discipline to do it. I mean, it's about routine. If I'm training what I'm used to training, it's a common routine that I'm comfortable with. But immediately when I switch up my routine to, let's say, pure powerlifting or a completely new approach, I have to create and adapt to a new routine, right? Then I also need that discipline to maybe follow a new program that maybe isn't that enjoyable, or maybe a cutting diet making you eat way less and new things that you aren't used to. Am I right? This is when it gets hard. And I think especially when it comes down to the diet aspect, this is true, because a diet is most likely a routine that you don't follow all year, or maybe just a couple of months, and that's also why it has to be more strict, and also why it's more hard to follow. And what I'm about to say is pretty much not that easy, but the thought of me failing, the thought of me not achieving something just because I don't want to, or because it's too much work, just makes my skin turn. I'm okay with not succeeding, as long as I really put in the attempts for it, the effort to it. I don't care if I fail. I always had to put in a lot of work and even then fail. I always lacked the talent, lacked the genetics in most parts. So what do we have left? Hard work, effort. And to be honest, hard work isn't enough at most cases. You need so much more if you want to become an extreme athlete, but I'll work with what I have. And I mean, a lot of passion comes from the revelation I got that I need to put myself in just doing things I find hard or find uncomfortable. I just did it. Because when you get used to even uncomfortable situations, putting yourself outside your own comfort zone, that's when you grow. That's when you win. Remember that. To me, I also believe this is what a lot of people that lacks motivation isn't doing properly. They're not training as hard as you should. Not training hard enough, simply. I get it though. Everyone doesn't have the same goal as me, the same goal as the next man. So training to failure or just cranking up the intensity or something like that isn't in the same interest for everyone. I get that. But please, oh please guys, you still have to put in the work. I see so many people and hear so many people as well when I see them resting between sets, that it's like they never did any training. I mean, it's okay to keep reps in the tank with moderation. I think it's important actually. You can't go to failure or keep that intensity and volume that high on every exercise. I get that, but at least in some of them. Because you have to break down the muscle. Yeah, really break it down. And though this is more relatable to muscle growth in the aspect of hypertrophy, same goes for lifting strength. You're supposed to really struggle with that, let's say, RPE 9 or even 10 a lot of lifters underestimates their strength, and I get this especially if you're new, that you maybe haven't been introduced to this, or just isn't that you're just that new to the gym itself, so you haven't had the knowledge to lift at this intensity yet. A great example for this was one of my good friends, but that I coached previously, getting into the gym as a beginner. I asked how much he thought his 1 rep max in the deadlift was. He got up to 70-80 kg and said, that's about it, I will stop here. But the deadlift is a wonder of a lift. You can't give up immediately when you notice the bar won't move from the ground at the first second. You need to grind it. You need to pull the slack, keep the tension, and in most cases, if you really keep it in there, even though it doesn't move at first, it most likely will in the end. But long story short, after some guidance and tips about this, he ended up on 120 kg, almost doubled the number he himself estimated. So guys, just lift heavy, man. Same goes for any lift. A lot of people out there think they have 1, maybe 2 reps left in the tank when they actually got 5 or even more reps left in the tank. I'm not just saying this out of theory. I've observed this many times in practice as well. I was no different when I started either. I had no clue what failure really felt like. It's a difference between getting tired in a set and lifting to failure in a set, or even close to failure. But then again, not all of us, all of you have this same goal as maybe me. A lot of you maybe just want to begin the gym journey and gym in a more casual manner, just including a couple of sessions here and there for the sake of maintaining a good health, without taking it to the more serious steps as competing or anything like that. And that's completely fine as well, as long as you know why you're doing it. Sticking with it consistently and putting in the work, it will stay with you, trust me. But yeah, I thought I would share some of my thoughts around this today. This was it, guys. This was what I had for you today. Hope you enjoyed today's talk, whether it was something new or not for you. Have a great day, guys. Keep killing it in the gym, and I'll see you next time.